The Bends, Radiohead. We are listening to this today. The Bends, Radiohead. I like Radiohead. And even though I like Radiohead, I've not really heard a lot about this album. The only things I've heard about like this album is from like one of my friends back in high school was like, man, the Bends is so cool. It's so awesome. And that's the last thing I heard about it. Nothing else is said. Y'all give your praise to In Rainbows. Y'all give your praise to OK Computer. Y'all put a hand out for Kid A. I've seen some people even speak up for Amnesiac, but I haven't seen anyone talk about the Bends, even though it's apparently very popular. And I like all the albums I just listed. I've listened to all of them. So it's time for me to, check out one of the classics. Maybe it's because it's before they went OK Computer. Maybe this isn't for the new generation. Maybe the older generation kind of likes this, but hey, I'm sort of old bird at heart, old songbird. You could tell by the music I listen to, I'm just an old head at heart. If you want to watch this whole thing completely uncut, $2 Patreon is down below. You also get the video about a week early. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Excuse my nose. It may look gross. It may look beat up. That's because I have been beaten up because I'm so sick. Let's just start on track number 1 of Planet Telex. Ooh. Okay. I feel like I sort of get the vibe, I get the gist, I get the thesis. Very Radiohead. I don't know why. Maybe this might just be me trying to figure out why no one talks about this album the whole time. I thought that was pretty cool, very instrumental driven. I liked the sort of fuzzy vocals, that I sort of like that effect on a lot of, music and stuff. So you sort of hooked me there. Drums are cool, guitar is cool. Not as outwardly depressing as other starts have been, like Kid A or OK Computer. But I thought that was a pretty good intro, pretty good time. So we're just gonna get into the title track, track number 2, The Bends. Ooh. Oh, fuck. Oh, dude. Ooh. Oh my god. So with track 1, I was like, okay, I could see why this is not, any fan favorites or anything, but that was fucking fantastic. Everything built very well. It had a really sort of cohesive message. I liked the experimentation it did do with it dropping out on that second verse. I think it was the second verse where I'll just sort of dropped out, and then it was mainly just his voice. It especially dropped out when it's just lying about my 3 feet on, talking to my girlfriend, waiting for something to happen. Very cool. Kept me engaged the whole time, and then coming in with the second chorus, just coming in harder and just cooler and just having everything build. That was fantastic. Right, yeah, I get it's not Kid A level experimentation, but it's pretty cool experimentation. Cool enough where I'm surprised no one's super repping this on the internet as far as I've seen. That was sort of the Radiohead kick that I'm used to. Where you listen to the first time and you're like, whoa, this is something in its own league entirely. So we're just gonna go into track number 3, High and Dry. Cool. It's way softer than everything else. Come on, that's just nice. Ooh. That was something unique to Radiohead. I think something very impressive that they've done for I don't know if I'd call them a rock band or not, just sort of a band, is that every album sounds very distinct from one another. Where I can't really say that a lot about like traditional bands or bands are this popular, because I feel like most of the time it just feels like, you know, we got the same album but a little different. But you know, this versus OK Computer, completely different beasts. Kid A, what are we looking at with that? And then In Rainbows, everything's so different to one another but still very Radiohead. It has that through line. And this song is like something I've never heard from them. It's way more relaxed. It still has, you know, depressing undertones, but it's like way more, you could listen to this every day and be like sort of hype. Like it's not super heavy either. It's like all just super light strumming on guitar. I think with the Radiohead album, every time sort of just a good time because you don't know what you're gonna get. A unique experience. That's what music's all about, finding something new. So on to track number 4, Fake Plastic Trees.
Green plastic watering can that you bought from a rubber man lives with a broken mind, just crumbles and burns.
This one might be like one of the most straightforward Radiohead songs I've heard. Story's very nice. You know, it's sad, but it's nice. It's simple, but it's still very Radiohead. I think the thing that makes Radiohead for me is the singer. I forgot his name. Oopsies. But the way he's able to just sing so uniquely, so well, and drive like all the emotion. Perfect. I feel like a lot of big music artists right now, they focus on sounding good more so than emotion. I like it when emotion is before sounding good. Hence why I like stuff like Young Lean. Or that's why Car Seat Headrests ring out to me so much, especially Twin Fantasy. Because he's not looking to make his voice sound perfect, but it sort of is perfect, but with also just so much fucking emotion and uniqueness. Where I'm seeing this album might be less appreciated just because there's less like blow your cock off moments, but still like so very awesome. Track number 5, Bones. Ooh. Man, I feel like with this, you could sort of feel that this is their second album, because I think this is like the second song. To me, that sort of just reads as like, you gotta keep going, no matter like how much you hurt and how much tough it is to keep on going. You gotta go and just keep going no matter what. And, you know, a lot of imagery with just like feeling it in your body and your bones, you know, needing painkillers and stuff like that to just keep going. I think earlier they're talking about like your body breaking down on you, but just keep going, which is cool to just see, you know, that they're all so fucking dedicated to this. Track number 6, Nice Dream. The chords also make Radiohead. Like, come on, listen to that.
Listen to me.
Ooh.
Nice dream.
Ooh. Ooh. I feel like I nailed it on the head with the last one, because this whole thing just sort of felt like that. Just sort of felt like directly speaking to the audience, or like maybe themselves. Just the whole nice dream. And then the if you think you're strong enough, if you think you belong enough, being in the background of that sort of set in stone that, you know, this is them coming up through the mud, man. And then I figured out like a fourth thing that's very Radiohead is those like violins in the back that give it sort of a creepiness, but also just opens it up and makes it more cinematic. That's Radiohead. Like a lot of their stuff is just like cinematic just cuz. Like it's only in their way. Like no one else can make, you know, a song like this. Track number 7, Just. Oh, fuck.
Change like 3 times. I still come reeling through the that's why.
Oh. Oh! Ooh. Oh, full stop it then. Holy shit, this one might be my favorite. Instrumentation off the charts. I think there's two ways you could take this. Sort of more like in a relationship type of way, where you're putting yourself through this pain, through the suffering, through heartbreak. You're doing this all to yourself. Or the way I want to take it is just going through a grind set. It's like you're doing this to yourself, and that's what really hurts, is that you're doing it to yourself. But I sort of take it as sort of a, motivational thing. Fuck yeah, I do it to myself, and I will rise until one day I could be comfortable. That's just me applying it to my situation. And isn't that what music, is there for? From 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., 5 days a week, and then doing this and more outside of it. Why? Because I want to do this all the time. So I'm going to do it until that becomes my reality. What do I sacrifice? Not a lot of free time, not a lot of that. But is that okay? Probably not. But it is for now, and it'll pay off at the end of the day. So I'm sort of okay. It's like picking your poison, but I don't know if it's really a poison at this point. Track number 8, My Iron Lung. Ooh. Woo. Ooh. That one I read up a little bit. I know the Iron Lung is a creep. I think this is a really cool way to sort of, talk about, how they feel as a band. I feel like this album might have worked sort of as a bridge for the funnel that Creep made. So Creep made a huge fucking funnel. A lot of people, even today, a lot of people know and love that song. That just got, a lot of people interested, a lot of people looking, and then they use this album to sort of funnel it down a little more fans that would care. And then I feel like with OK Computer, they sort of perfected their craft and really funneled in on their fans while still having a huge spread. I've heard people who don't, would call themselves Radiohead fans say I liked OK Computer. You hear a lot more people who I love Radiohead, OK Computer, awesome, blah, 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 blah. A lot more of those than, oh yeah, I like Creep. Creep is a song. Because a lot of this isn't super experimental, but I don't even know what I would call experimental. Probably for 1995, this is pretty fucking out there. But stuff like OK Computer, I feel like that's more experimental. I could call it that. I could say that. I just feel like they really whittled down their fans, especially when you get to Kid A. I mean, Kid A is the bottom of the fucking flume right there. But cool stuff, man. Track number 9, Bulletproof, I Wish I Was. Ooh, come on. That singing is so beautiful. Ooh. A lot of music like that doesn't really stick with me and doesn't really... Maybe I won't listen to this a lot anyways. But, something about the way he sings just captures me. The whole... Bulletproof. Butchered that, probably. That whole atmosphere fucking grabbed me. Probably gonna come back to this song, even though a lot of times I could be that was a really good song, I like that, and then just not feel the need to go back to it. Track number 10, Black Star. Interesting way to start it.
Try to understand. I get on the train and I just stand about. Now that
Oh, they've all been hooking me at the like end. Like at the start, I'm like, this is a damn good song. And then like of course 3, I'm like, oh, this is a really damn good song. And I add that to the fucking playlist. Oh my god. And I like how like there's imagery and there's symbolism that a dum-dum like me could get. Like the whole blame it on the black star. Just like being, you know, the scapegoat for the relationship. Just like, oh, our relationship is shit. Well, it's because of this. Well, that's not a real reason, but we're gonna both agree it's that so we could stay and pretend like we're happy because, you know, it's gonna be uncomfortable to break up and it's gonna be uncomfortable to not be comfortable. We're not really comfortable, so we gotta fix something, but we're not. So it's just gonna be fucking painful for now. I love you, Radiohead. Track number 11, Soul.
Big robots. You suck, sometimes you burn. Gosh, you
Cool. I know that was like sort of a bigger song and had a bigger message to it, but you know, that was just sort of just like a cool one to me. Nothing really stood out. And with that, we're gonna go on to the last track, track number 12, Street Spirit, Fade Out.
rows of houses.
Cool. I think kind of a perfect ending. Like, I mean, what better to be the last song than a song called Fade Out, where they're talking about fading out. On to my final thoughts. Oh, for me, I think this might be, you know, one of their more, like, simple albums, but it does its job really fucking well. Like how it sort of gives you a window to see how the band was feeling at this time, and I feel like all the songs are damn fucking good songs. Like, I can't really pick one and say, I don't like this. And, you know, everything's just perfect about it. It's Radiohead through and through, and it was, you know, a unique experience, so I'm happy. I'm getting off with stuff I, you know, wanted to get off with. 3 favorite songs are The Bends, Just, probably Bulletproof, I Wish I Was, surprising. So, if you made it this far, what are you doing? You might as well subscribe. I will be doing more Radiohead in the future. I want to cover everything. So what's left on the hit list of Radiohead that I think is worth checking out? I want to check out Amnesiac, Hail to the Thief, A Moon-Shaped Pool, and then like maybe The King of Limbs. Let me know if there's any other Radiohead, you know, albums that is like worth checking out on the channel. And I'll do them eventually, so subscribe for that. Have a beautiful day. You know, treat yourself well. If you listen to Radiohead all the time, make sure to, you know, go outside a bit and make yourself, you know, not as depressed all the time. And yeah, adios.